Hello everyone. This is always the weird part because I don't know if I'm live yet. But when I go back and watch my videos, I'm always like sitting there for like 15 seconds before it says I'm live. So right now it says I'm live, so I don't know when I actually went live, but I think we're good. How's everyone doing tonight? See, we got a lot of people here already, which I love. 30 people waiting before the start of the stream. Pretty awesome. Yes, my background again. Yeah, people want to bring or email me backgrounds. This is setting the bar right here. This is so good that I'll probably use this almost every time. When it comes to green screen, this dark background is just amazing. So yeah, Reef and Live Bear Aquatics, his saltwater one is very similar, but yeah. Cal's Fish Room just hit 1,000 views on my Fluval Flex unboxing. Yeah, now's the time to make the video on those because everyone is making videos on them, so you can kind of get some of that love on the suggested views, right? All right, so just giving it a few minutes here. We'll let everyone pile in. Aquarium Co-ops here. Flynn, Dean, Nisi, Charles, Jeremy. Jeremy, I hope that was the right plant. That's my best guess. Ken. I can't pronounce your name, man. I even heard you say it, and I'm still like, I don't know what I have. Kang Lee, Kensley. I don't know. People know, you know who I'm talking about, though. So, yeah. Stephanie. I think didn't I see Creative Fish Keeper here? That's pretty awesome. I think it's the first time I've ever seen her in my stream. Hopefully it's her first time and I don't look like a giant douche for not seeing her before. But, Bearded Fish Keeper. I saw the Bearded Fish Keeper on Saturday at Corey's birthday bash. That was pretty awesome. You guys will see that on Wednesday's video. Reef and Live Bear Aquatics has homework to do. You better get on it, buddy. That's way more important than this. Sashimi Whiskey says Kang, Nisi, Allison, Nick, F Cube, Dwayne, Bracken, Angelo, DPK, CPK, Stephanie, Reef, Bearded, what's up? Vince is here, Pine Tree Looms, how you doing, buddy? Every Sunday is kind of happy. How you doing? I put my banded leporanus in my 65-gallon, putting African cichlids in tomorrow. Yeah, I think I remember you telling me about that. I'll be curious to see how that works out for you. So I think we got enough people here. Let's talk about the topic, the miracles of fish keeping. And I made this topic back on Friday when I found my Colombian zebra pleco. You know, I thought I had lost the entire colony, and I'm not saying that this is a miracle by any means. But when I was tearing down that tank, I found the live one. A lot of you saw that. Hopefully everyone saw it. And I just thought that was so amazing. And there's so many stories like that that's happened to me along the way. And I wanted to share some of those stories. And then it kind of escalated when I saw Kang Lee's video. And to me, that's like a real miracle, where this is just fish stuff, but I mean, this guy is just an amazing guy. If you haven't watched his video, you need to check out Kang Lee's video. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. I feel like I pronounce it different every time I say it. But he's just getting back into tanks, and I don't know. I was watching it I put it in my watch later list because I know it came out a few days ago. And I was up at like 2 a.m. brainstorming yesterday, maybe like 1:30, and I was like, okay, I need a break. I'll go on my watch later list, and then it came up, and I don't know, maybe because I going so long without any sleep, but you know, I got a little emotional over it. It was pretty cool. So you guys should check out. It's a very good first video for his channel, and I hopefully he makes more. There's Jimmy with the link there. So yeah, check it out. Watch his story. It's amazing. And you know, Sergeant Tank was I've heard his story. He's right there. I know Sergeant Tank has shared his story a few times, so hopefully he doesn't mind me sharing it again. And this is just bits and pieces. I don't know the whole story, but I know he was hit by a drunk driver and you know, got in a pretty bad wreck. And I know that he kind of turned to the hobby as well to kind of help just get out of that depression. And I can't even imagine what these two guys are going through. And it really just puts things into perspective for me, because I haven't had to go through any of that stuff, and I've had like a pretty nerf, fluffy, comfy life compared to some people out there. So I don't know, it just really makes you put things into perspective. And that's kind of my spiel. I don't know, but I don't know, I just thought it was really cool, and now I'm just kind of rambling because I don't know. But yeah, so check out Sergeant Tank, check out his story. He tells the story a lot better than I do. I mean, I just, you know, 1 minute of cliff notes there, but and thanks Bob, blessings. Yep. Yeah, and it's not even that it's one person, it's like this community that's been built, starting, I mean, let's give credit where credit is due. This community pretty much started with Aquarium Co-op. And yeah, there's fish channels before that, but there was never really, I felt, a community like it is now. And even some old timers are starting to grasp this movement, so to speak, that's been going on. And I think it's just awesome. And I think eventually everyone will come around and we'll continue to lift up everyone. I was looking at this the other day, and if you go back and look at other channels and how much just everyone has grown over, you know, the last year, it's just crazy. I mean, I remember looking at channels like that had under 1,000 subscribers that are now at 4,000 or 5,000 subscribers. I mean, heck, I think in October I was at like 1,500. Now I'm at 8,000 or something, and all these other channels. Everybody is just lifting everybody up, and I think that's what people need to focus on. I think it's easy to get caught on things that go on behind the scenes and get dragged into he said, she said, we did this, you did this, that's not what we said, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? Just cut all that crap out. Nobody has time for that. And I just think this is an awesome community. And I feel like I've made so many friends from all over the world. I don't even know if there's a country I could go to right now where someone wouldn't be like, hey, come hang out with me. I want to meet you. And in a perfect world, I'll be able to do that sometime, and hopefully that happens. Reef and Library Aquatics, remember when you were at 210? Yep. Reef and Library Aquatics has been with me a long time. I remember when Sashimi Whiskey, when he was at, I don't even know, like 40, and then I found his channel, and then I was talking about him on the live stream. On one of my first ever like Saturday live streams, he popped on like the first time. I still remember. And this was just a guy with like 40 subscribers, but I thought his channel was just awesome. And so I talked about it the whole time. And I don't even check his subscribers anymore because he's on to bigger and better things. But I think he's, what are you at, like 1,500, 2,000 now? I don't even know. Lucas, LRB Aquatics, I remember when Corey was first starting to get serious into his YouTube channel. And I found his channel. I was like, Corey, you got to do this guy's fish room. And I had under 100 subscribers. He had under 100 subscribers. And we ended up going to see and meeting Lucas. And now we're both at thousands. And it's pretty amazing what we've done. And I'm really looking forward to see where it goes. But, you know, that's enough of the teary-eyed emotional crap. I want to know, so like this let's get back to fish. So I want to know if anybody else has stories like this where they've thought that they've killed all their fish and they've found one, because I have a lot of them. My very first pair of killifish I got, it was the Gardner Eye, I think. And I remember I did all the research on them. I bought a pair, and I had them in a 5-gallon quarantine tank. I knew they were jumpers, and I had the whole thing covered, and it was in my laundry room. except for like just a little spot where the cords and the airline was going through. And I woke up at like 3 in the morning to let the dog out, and I just happened to look in the tank, and only the female was there. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I was looking around, and I couldn't find this fish anywhere. So I wrote it off. And I ended up getting up at 5 o'clock to go to work, and I again looked in the tank, and it wasn't there. And I was so pissed at myself because killifish are really expensive. I mean, you pretty much have to buy them in a pair. And at the time, it was probably the most I've spent on fish. This is like just getting back into the hobby, right? And so I was like, screw it. You know, it's gone. I have no idea where it is. And then I was doing some laundry, and I dropped like a sock down by the dryer. And I went to pick it up, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw this just ball of lint. And I was like, what the heck is that? I picked it up, and there it just wound up in all this lint was this male killifish. And I was like, I just shook my head. I was so angry that I'd let this killifish commit suicide. I just picked it up and tossed it in the toilet. I don't flush fish anymore, but at the time, you know, I didn't know any better. So I got ready for work, I took a shower, and then I went back into the laundry room. And there he was, swimming around in the toilet. I couldn't believe it. Out of the water for how many hours, wrapped up in a ball of lint. And there he was, swimming around in the toilet. And I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. It went from one of like my worst fish keeping stories ever to still a really bad story, but it had a good outcome. So things like that, it just amazes me. So I'm just curious, maybe someone else, and if you've already told your story, I apologize, because this is the longest I've kind of ranted without reading any comments. As you guys, this is a little different. You know, normally I jump right into the comments, but I kind of been ranting a little bit. Let's hit up some comments. Pretty Cat says, "This is so true. I have a story I have to tell sometime. I know I don't talk much, but I get cheered up through my fish." Yeah, if you have a longer story, feel free to leave it in the chat or in the comments once the video is uploaded, because I'd definitely like to know. And I have more, but I want to read through a few comments. Creative Pet Keeping says, "Reef and Library Aquatics, chubby and adorable." Okay, you guys are talking to each other, which is awesome. I'm always excited when I see people having conversations with each other in my chat. I love it. Aquarium Co-op says, "I think YouTube hates you. Errors out when I try to super chat. Working for anyone else?" Oh, not this again. So what was it? Not last Thursday, but the Thursday before, no one can send super chats. And I opened a ticket, and they kept telling me that everything is working as intended. I'm like, I have it on video, right? I did it on video for anyone that was here, and you can clearly see the error. And I was like, it's not working. Watch the video. Watch the video. I talked to probably a dozen different people, and every time I said, watch the video. And then finally this guy says, "Oh, can you give us a screenshot of your analytics, your revenue in your analytics, and your revenue in your Google AdSense?" And then finally, at that point, I just lost it. I'm like, look, I'm over it. It worked in the last stream. You guys clearly don't know how to read English and watch the video. Because seriously, I mean, I had it in caps and bold. And then that was it. I emailed it off, and it wasn't very nice. But I was being nice. I mean, a dozen emails, and they still were not doing anything. And then finally, like 2 days later, I got someone email me back and like, "Oh, hey, I watched the video and I see what you're talking about." I don't get it. I don't get it. How a multi-billion-dollar company, what did they make? $3.5 billion. I think that was net. Maybe it was 1.5 billion net last year, and this is the best they can do. I don't get it. Now they're probably gonna delete my channel, but so anyways, this guy says, "Oh, I watched the video, and yeah, there's definitely a problem, but we don't know what it is, and it seems to be working now. But we're gonna do this again, and I have to minimize this because Wait, I have to do it over here. I do have to minimize this because it does show my credit card. So we're going to buy and send. And if it errors again, okay, that's fine. You guys can have the last 4. As long as you don't have the important part. Buy. It's thinking about it. Clearly broken. It's got to be. Yep. There it is. An unexpected error. Super duper awesome. Alright, let's get this back up. And we will cancel that. Big Fly Multimedia's here. How you doing, Lon? I know you're super busy, but I might bug you here pretty soon. I hope that's alright. It's the same thing I got. How am I supposed to feed Bob? Alright, Jim Joe says, common sense ain't so common anymore. Yeah, when did they stop teaching that in school? I remember specifically spending like a quarter on common sense. Not saying I have a lot of it, but I have a little bit. It's understandable. YouTube can be a very annoying platform to say the least. Yep. I don't get it. I don't get it. Luke says, I had a 12-inch pleco that jumped out and went unnoticed for days and finally saw stale pleco. You know, there's a lot of plecos that can survive out of water and breathe oxygen, but they have to stay pretty wet. Kind of like whales, right? Bumblebee catfish kind of suck. They always hide. Tanner, I had a bumblebee catfish for... I might even still have it. I have no idea. But the only time I would ever see this catfish is when I changed the substrate in my tank. It's the only time I would ever see it. It was pretty funny. Luckily, I only spent a penny on it because the store I bought it from went out of business. So it only cost me a penny for a fish I saw like once every 9 months. Josh Allen says, send me some RCS, Bob. I want to set up a 55-gallon shrimp tank. Oh, man, I got so much stuff to ship out this week. Had a red tail shark live under my gravel plate for 6 months. You know, KT Tropical had a similar story. I don't know if anyone saw that live stream about his saltwater fish living in the back of his, I think it's, what is it, a BioCube or is it a Flex? I don't remember. But yeah, when I had my 14-gallon BioCube, I had one of those, I think it's called a firefish. I don't know much about salt, but I think it was a firefish that jumped into the back compartment and lived back there for a few months. Papa Shaka Wulu says, can you sell fish that you breed to a local pet store that sells that fish? Yep, absolutely. They wouldn't carry that fish if it didn't sell. Hello, Lon. Yep, Fish Tropic is here. Island Queen's Aquarium. Island Queen Aquarium. Chill on the emojis and caps. Yeah, don't make me get Nightbot. I don't like Nightbot. Can gold gouramis and blue gouramis crossbreed? Papa, hopefully someone in chat will answer that for you. Reef and Light Bear Aquatics says, my LFS has a blue spot jawfish. I'm probably going to sell that 14-gallon BioCube because if I do salt, I want it to be bigger. I want a bigger tank if I do salt. Hey, Bob, you find anything good from hiking yet? Okay, so this we need to clarify a little bit. I no longer live stream on Saturdays, and when people ask me why, I said because I want to be able to go hiking. And I think people misinterpreted that as I'm going to be going hiking every single weekend, every single Saturday, Sunday. I haven't been hiking yet because I've only missed 2 Saturday live streams. The first, we had wind and rainstorms, so I had to stay home in case we lost power. And then last weekend was Easter, and my parents are divorced, so you always do one day over here and another day over here. And then, you know, you just get caught up in the family stuff. And then Saturday was Aquarium Co-op, was Corey's birthday bash. So I couldn't go hiking on Saturday. So it was a pretty hectic weekend last weekend. I'm hoping if we have nice weather, I can go this weekend. Because I have a 3-day weekend. The Pickled Placostomus says, yesterday I took some guppy fry out of a plastic container with small holes inside my 30-gallon into a 5-gallon. Today I was going to take out the container but decided not to. I looked inside a couple hours later and there was a newborn baby fry that just squeezed through one of the holes in the container. Yeah, that'll happen. Causing trouble in the tank says, blah blah blah, I haven't gone hiking is all I hear. That's true. I just figured I would. It's one of those things, like, why drag it out? Eventually I'm going to have to stop. Do you think you'll ever bring it back, Corey? Uh-oh, bring what back? What did I miss? It's not sustainable with traveling around. Chewy's bro Aquatics says, YouTube customer care sucks. I keep giving them the link to the channel I'm having issues with and they keep saying there is no issue. I know. So I emailed this guy back that seemed to actually care about my problem and said, I just found 6 channels that I've been subscribed to for a long time that I'm no longer subscribed to. And I asked him if you guys don't know, there's an unsubscribe bug going around that's unsubscribing people fairly randomly to channels that you've been subscribed to. And so I'm always going back and checking. And of course, they emailed me back and said, "Oh, yeah, that's a known issue. We're working on it, but you're still subscribed to them even if it says you're not, and you'll still get notifications." I'm like, no, I'm not falling for that. I'm not subscribed to them. I'm not getting notifications. That's why you just got to get to 100,000 subscribers. I didn't know this until recently, but at 100,000 subscribers, you get your own account rep. You can get somebody that you can call on the phone. So if I ever get there, whatever account rep gets my channel is going to hate me. Ridiculous Fish Adventures. Why doesn't anyone love me anymore? I love you, buddy. Would a Hillstream Loach make a good algae eater in a goldfish tank? They do like colder water, but I think it's going to depend on the size of your goldfish. DPK Fish Aquariums. Yeah, I lost 89 subs because of that bug. Yeah, and these are... I can understand. So YouTube does purge. I don't know, like once a month they'll go through and just purge all... and just purge people's subscribers from accounts that have been deleted, from inactive. I can understand if I'm subscribed to someone and I haven't watched their video in like 5 years, then okay, unsubscribe me. But these are channels that I watch fairly regularly. So we will get a real person on the YouTube side. Yep, at 100,000. Kayla says, you will hit 100,000 in no time. Yeah, I'm in no rush. I'm in no rush to get there, but I do want to get there. At 100,000 subs, you also get a channel delete option for channels smaller than you. What? The Brit says 12 down, 999,988 to go. Hey, you got to start somewhere. We can get on a whole big YouTube channel rant, but I'd rather not. Bob, grab a Snickers. I need sleep. That's what I need, is sleep. How can you tell from my yellow-tail spiny eel is... Oh, how can you tell if your yellow-tail spiny eel is sick? Well, I'm certainly not an expert on eels, but I think if you've had it for a while, you could probably observe it, and if it's acting differently, if it's acting lethargic, if it's not eating, if you see any type of fungus, if you physically see anything wrong with it, I think you have room to worry. Inquisitive Fish Guy says, ha ha ha, nice Photoshop work. It's been going on forever, buddy. G Bear says, fix that fan sound, Bob. Looks like mosquitoes today. You know, or sounds like mosquitoes. I have the new power supply. I don't have time to put it in. And that, I realize how I don't know how that sounds to you guys, but there's time is a limited resource, and I'm very low on it. DPK says, please smash that like button. It really helps this channel too. Yeah, how many are we at? We are at only 45. All right, well, I better like my own stream then. Why is my blue... Oh, yeah, IFG. I thought we were going to get some real drama from your video there. So IFG came out with with a video, and it was like 3 guys you shouldn't listen to ever in the hobby. And I was like, oh, it's going to go down. Yeah, he fooled me. Pine Tree Loom says, Bob, you deserve so many more subs. You're cool, smart about fish. I don't think I'm smart about fish. I got a lot to learn. And live streams. What more do you want? I don't know. I'm just having fun, really. And I'm glad that I've been doing this for, well, so I've been uploading videos for a couple years, but I've been taking it seriously for about 6 months, and I'm glad that it's still fun. Big Fly Multimedia says, Bob, I have to go. Drop me an email with what you need. I will try to fit it in. Good night, everyone. Yeah, thank you, Lon. Really appreciate it. I'll let you know. What are some good channels? I'm only subbed to like 5 or 6 aquarium channels. Bob, can you list a few? Man, I am subscribed. I used to be, so this is how I know there's a bug, because I used to be subscribed to almost 450 channels, and now I'm down to like 370. And the thing that really pisses me off is when you subscribe to that many, it's hard to memorize them all. So now I know for a fact that there's channels that I've been subscribed to and I've watched, but I might not be able to find them. Bob, have you heard from Short? Yeah, is something going on? Brian says, won't let me super chat. Yeah, super chats are broken. Again. He's kind of just sitting at the bottom, and he has reddish spots behind his head. Oscar, how you doing, buddy? Like I said, I don't know much about eels. Hopefully somebody does. Nisi says, Short started a new job. Yep. She started a new job and works like swing shift. It's like the worst shift ever to work anywhere. I haven't heard from Short in a short while. Yeah, she's got a new job. Creative Pet Keeping says, I can relate. Sometimes I need to go on a quest to find channels I want to watch because YouTube is a butt and wants to decide for me. Yeah, and also Creative Pet Keeping, I get angry sometimes when they don't recommend stuff I want to watch. Like, it's pretty clear. There's basically 3 genres that I watch on YouTube, and then they in this recommended tab, I don't know if they're like, I don't know. There's got to be some kind of conspiracy, because sometimes the things that pop up I would never watch in a million years. And my channel, let's look. How old is my channel? Let's take a look. Okay. My channel is 10 years old. They have 10 years of watch history. They should know exactly what I want to watch. Exactly. Not the kind of crap they're throwing my way. Bob, your favorite guppy, most popular? I don't know what the most popular is, but my favorite is the panda guppy. The panda guppies were the flavor of the month like 4 or 5 months ago, and now they've kind of fallen off, and I don't know what the new flavor of the month is, but I still like the panda guppies. Dean H, I love Bob's honesty. Yeah, you got to be honest, especially if you're putting yourself out there on the internet. You really, if you're not honest and you're not acting how you are online how you are in real life, it's going to end badly for you. Eventually, you're going to get found out. And I'm not saying that how I am online is how I am offline, because there are things, like if you meet me in real life, I make way more jokes and I swear a lot more. But this is not the forum for that. So, you know, we're talking about aquariums, and I'm not going to come on here and cuss and swear, because this is not the place for that. So I'm not exactly how I am outside of here. And, you know, Corey and Sashimi and Flip Aquatics, they can attest to that. I do swear a little bit more off of YouTube. But otherwise, you know, once you get over the hump of that awkwardness of being on camera, you really just got to be yourself. Otherwise, it's like I said, it's not. And I learned that a long time ago. A lot of ex-girlfriends, well, I won't say a lot, but ex-girlfriends have taught me that, because when you lie, I don't have a memory to lie. I can't remember. So I'd just rather be honest and not have to worry about it. Just saying. I'm basically a sailor in real life when it comes to swearing. It's true. It's true. And you guys would be surprised. Maybe not, but LR Brett's Aquatics? Whew, man, that guy, he can drop some pretty good curse words. Trying not to swear while making a video is difficult. Yeah, and so at the end of Kang Lee's video, he kind of goes through his bloopers, and you see him, like, I don't know, when he's shooting his intro, he has to do like 4 or 5 takes. And how many uploads do I have? I have 212 videos. I still sometimes have times when I'm shooting my intros and outros where it takes me like 8 takes because I get tongue-tied, and I don't know. It can be very frustrating sometimes. LOL F cubed verified. Flynn's Fish Forum. I concur. I concur. I don't know if you saw this, Corey, but that made it on my Facebook group. I got an I concur on my Facebook group. So, Bob, have you had koi guppies? No, Vince, I haven't, but that sounds like something I kind of want. One shot only, for better or worse, 1 take every time. I'll tell you what, Corey, when that happens, it's so easy to make a video. But when I get tongue-tied or say the wrong word, sometimes I'll just let it go. But sometimes I'll just, you know, I'll just drop a mother trucker while I'm still filming, so I have to edit it out. Yeah, Corey only does 1 takes, but that guy's got the gift for gab. And I don't. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Did I read that right? Creative pet keeping. English is my second language, so getting tongue-tied becomes part of it. Awesome. Wow, I did not know that. Now I have an unheated 25-gallon tank. Any suggestions? Every Sunday is kind of happy. What kind of heat are we talking about? Or like, how cold is your water getting? Oh man, it makes me feel better that I have to redo them. But I agree with Corey. My first one is normally the best, so I just go with it. And don't even get me started on that. Really. There's so many times where I do 1 take and I'm like, that sucked. And then I'll shoot like 10 more takes, and then I come to edit and throw it together, and then I pick the first one. I'm getting better at it though, I think, hopefully. What's my favorite color of neocardinia shrimp? My favorite favorite color neo. So let's go over the colors I've had. I've had the orange, really orange, yellow, black, or chocolate. The thing I don't understand is, what's the difference between a black neo and a chocolate neo? They're both black. What's the difference? I don't know. What else have I had? I haven't had the green jades. If I got to pick a color right now, it would probably be the green jades. And the reason I haven't got them is because LR Bretts tells me that they don't breed true. So until he has a strain that will breed green, I'm holding off. Oh, and I'm scrolling past. Sorry guys, I'm totally failing on the chat. Like, it's normally something I feel like I'm pretty good at, but I'm missing a lot today. Shay's a truck driver. Oh man, I do not feel Sorry for you. I could never be a truck driver. I road rage so bad, especially when I have to drive to Seattle. KP Aquariums, how you doing, buddy? Fish Almanac says, I'm going to get a 120-gallon aquarium in a couple of months. Why is my blue paradise fish being so nice to my goldfish? Like they say, it's more aggressive than my normal gourami. How old is it? In my experience, fish get more aggressive the older they are. So it might just be he's pretty young and just has to grow up. But yeah, there are exceptions to the rule, definitely. Papa says, I love your videos, creative pet keeping. Keep up the good work. Yeah, and thanks for stopping by. I always appreciate seeing other YouTubers in here. I only have a few more to check off my list. Pine Tree Loom says, how's your new L200s? It took them a couple days to start eating, but now they're pigs and they're doing great. Doing absolutely great. DPK, I'm doing good. Good. Every Sunday is kind of happy. Jules are not South American. They are West African. Gnome Aquatics. How you doing, Gnome? Will killifish fry eat each other if there is a considerable size difference? I've never raised killifish fry. Hopefully someone in chat can get that for you. I was trying to think. I don't even think I've ever researched breeding killifish. Like, that's so far off my radar. I've never even researched it. You should get a concrete massive tank like Joey. Oh, good. You're talking to Corey, because I can't afford that. Listen to Dwayne and hit the like button. Did it work? I don't know. I think I'm having problems here. I don't know. I got all kinds of issues going on the live stream today. Kind of frustrating. But that's alright. We do have over 200 people, so that's pretty awesome. Oh yeah. I'm frozen on mine, so I have no idea what's going on. I wonder if I can refresh this without dropping the stream. Luke, my next big tank will be out of acrylic. Yes, everyone needs to start bugging Corey about getting his big tank. There we go. Let's try a super chat now. Doing this for science. I only want to lose $1. I don't think it's gonna work. Did it work? I don't know if that worked or not. How much steen could a Steenfott steen if Steenfott could steen? 3. Nope, an unexpected error has occurred. Oh well. It was a nice thought. Let's see. This is gonna go right here. Let's see. Right now I'm in a small tank land. Bob, when are you gonna use the Batman intro? Charles? Man, you're giving away my secrets? I can show it right now, maybe. Glad you're opening up to us. We're here. We are your fish family. How was the remodel? I think you just talked about that. Cuss words are the first words I learned in English. I'm amazed. Well, Priscilla, that's like any language. As a kid, the only words I ever knew in another language were curse words. Bob, I'm pretty sure I've at least made an appearance on every one of your live streams. I think so, Brian. I really do. Big Steen, please do an update on the 125. Vince, I haven't because it is gnarly. I say this like every week. I need to get rid of that mascara barb, but it's so cool. I really don't want to, but I need to. But it's just tearing apart my plants, and my plants look awful. But is it next weekend? I think next weekend is my fish room tour, so you'll get an update there. Let's see, what else can I add to my 29 gallon? I have 5 candy cane tetras, an opaline gourami, a yellow tail spiny eel, and a bumblebee catfish. I wouldn't add anything until you figure out what's going on with your eel, because you don't want to throw new fish in there that's going to stress it out even more. DPK says, yay, my summoning skills are working. Any experience with dwarf pike cichlids? No, but I really want some. They're really hard to get. Like a real dwarf pike. You can go to a fish store, and you'll see them labeled as dwarf pikes, but they never tell you the scientific name. So I don't want to get a dwarf pike and then end up with a 2-foot fish that's killed every single one of my fish. My paradise fish is 3 years old or more. I don't know, but it works. LOL, I can hear the air pump in the background. That's my computer. Oscar is a dwarf. Dwayne, I'm at work, but waiting excited back. Big Steen, I can't wait. Kayla says, Bob, how's your crabs? Crabs are doing awesome. I think I've only lost 1 total. So, pretty excited about that. And that was like the day after I got them. That'll probably come out later this week. Does anyone in the chat know about freshwater eels? Yes, Tanner needs some help on eels. Dean says, I know you're a huge Seahawks fan. Do you follow the Seattle Mariners as well? Not at all. And I'm not even really a huge Seahawks fan anymore. I'm definitely a fan. But, like, I don't watch the games live because I think it's a waste of time. I don't go to the games because I think it's a waste of time and money. And I'm really falling out of love with football and the NFL. So, what's on the fish horizon, Bob? What fish do you think is going to be the next popular fish? I'm terrible at predicting the future. Anything you want at the moment? Yes, as a matter of fact. Let's see if I can find my list. Where did that go? Here we are. I keep a list. When I find a fish that I want, I put it on my list. Let's see, what was it? Just looking for it here. Bear with me. It is... Here it is. It is a geophagus. Okay, I gotta move everything around on my screen when I do this. I need a third monitor. This guy here. Look up that fish when it ever shows up in chat. Big Steen, did you know you can put plants in your tank from your front or backyard? I never knew that. I put a clover plant in my tank a week ago, and oh my god, I'm shocked by the growth. It's probably trying to survive. You'll probably find that it's going to die off. Sometimes it can take up to 3 months for plants to die off that are not aquatic plants. But if it works, that would be awesome. I'm definitely curious to see your progress on that. Those are really nice. I think Raps has some. Oh, I'll have to look. I'm assuming you're talking about Jeff Raps, tangled up in cichlids. Oh, the wine Millerii. Are they going to go on your 240? Nope. I have discussed geophagus in the 240, but in the end, after research, I don't think it's a good idea to mix geos with my Mabu puffer. I don't have any geophagus right now. They're really peaceful. Yeah, they're on the list. They're definitely on the list of fish I want. Why did my guppies stop having fry? Well, they're probably not happy. I don't know if anything's changed, if you've switched fish food, added different fish that are maybe stressing them out. But something's changed that they don't like. When are you going to sell fish online again? Luke, I've never sold fish online ever. Or you're probably talking to Corey. Never mind. I hope that works too. It would be cool. Mix non-aquatic plants and tank. How to lower KH in a shrimp tank if woods and leaves are not working. I'm pretty sure you could go buy some chemicals from a fish store that claim to do it. But you're probably going to want RODI water. Or figure out what's causing your KH to be high. Do most aquarium plants flower when they reach the surface? I think my Limnophila has a bud on the top. No, but there are a lot that do. My Aponogeton Olvaceous, I think, is about to flower. And I forgot to look up if they can flower. What kind of wood do you have in your guppy tank? Parker, I'm not sure. Just wood that I find out in the woods. The exact type, I don't know. If you are getting wood from outside, just make sure it's not sap. Hi Bob, what's your favorite Tanganyikan cichlid? And how are your Calvus doing? If you're talking about my yellow Calvus, they're doing great. My favorite Tanganyikan cichlid is a Cyprichromis or a Paracyprichromis. Lynn says, I think I got banned for some reason. Why? Lynn? I don't think so, because I can see your comment. And yeah, we can all see your comment. So no, you're not banned. Luke, the video has been uploaded for days. It just takes hours to do the right tags, title, description, thumbnail, ads, cards, end screens. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that goes behind the scenes when it comes to YouTube. Tanner, yellowtail eel is a nocturnal predator and part of the family. I can't post a link, but if you put arowana plus altum in the search on YouTube, it's a video of a geo. I can't identify long fins. I think most geos have long fins. They just get nipped off. I could be completely wrong, but I just remember at the Chicago Aquatic Experience on all the fish contest, there was a lot of geos and they all had the long fins. Yeah, the closest you will get to non-aquatic plants living in water would be lucky bamboo, but put the leaves above water. Yeah, that's probably accurate. Bob, watch this crazy video. It is freaking crazy. Flynn, this better be freaking crazy. Oops. There we go. Donut versus guppy fish. Oh, my volume's up. That's not good. Alright, I would have never thought about feeding donuts to guppies, but I guess that'd be a good way to fatten them up. It sure worked for me. Tanner water conditions, 72, 82, KH 10, 15, pH 6.8, 7.2, and can reach up to 7 inches. Reef and Library Aquatics, Flynn's Fish Forum. I'm going to go. I will be at the fish box, but I've got to do some homework now. I'll pick up the run up to your waters. Huh. I don't know that I can recommend that, but that's an interesting... I don't know that I can say that's freaking awesome. It's freaking interesting, but I don't want to say it's awesome because I don't want to condone that. Who don't love a donut? Clearly I do. I've been saying this for 25 minutes. Every Sunday is kind of happy. What fish can I keep in 25? It's about 70 degrees out. Any suggestions? You could keep guppies. I keep my guppies at 70 degrees. Some goodyids like colder weather. You can do any of the hill stream loaches. Where's the best place for keeping discus, not to breed, but just have beautiful specimens as pets? Thanks for the Facebook ad today. I'm such a fangirl. What's the best place for keeping discus? I don't think I understand the best place. LOL, every Sunday might be having a moody Monday. Remember, there are people in this chat like Dwayne, like Corey. I have a lot of moderators that know way more about fish than me. So if you're asking your question, chances are someone is probably answering you. It doesn't have to be me. Like Charles knows a ton about angelfish and diseases, bacteria, things like that. So it doesn't always have to be me that's answering your questions, because you're probably going to get the wrong answer anyways. Is it alright to pair silver-tip tetras and lamb chop rasboras? I've kept silver-tip tetras, and they've been pretty peaceful. Lamb chop rasboras are pretty small, though. How many YouTube employees can you stuff in a 10-gallon? As many as it takes to get my problem solved. Best suited for larger species aquarium. A soft substrate is necessary for this fish. The zigzag eel, yellowtail eel, likes to dig in the substrate, bury itself. Yeah, that's true for most eels. I do know that. Ridiculous Fish Adventure says, can I ask again? You can keep asking until I see it. If I don't see it, I apologize. Do you use flubendazole in the water or in the food? Nope. I've never used it. Ooh, excuse me. Best info for pet discus. You could check out Charles Fish Tank's channel or Rich's Fishes. It has a YouTube channel. And he has a lot of discus videos, so there are two good sources for you right there. In rural Japan, people don't have sinks and use tiny koi pond to clean out dishes. The koi eat the leftover food scraps. It's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. Blomberg says, I got a pair of Nandis last week. I just love them. Good. It's always good to get fish that you love. Bob, do you have your original 29-gallon tank, and do you have a 29-gallon in operation? My original 29-gallon tank went to the dump, and I do not currently have a 29-gallon in operation. I have a 30-gallon long, which is about the closest thing I have to it. Jimmy, what about Corey merch? Free merchant. Those geos are sick with that arrow I posted on the Monster Fish Keepers the other day. All the guys' tanks are amazing. Hello, everyone. Hello, Bob. Bob's family. Hello, almonds. Charles Fish Tanks, Ridiculous Fish Adventures. Flubendazole is more effective when served orally, but you can dose directly to the water column. Just realized you were live streaming now. Darn it, what'd I miss? Just a few stories. Yeah, we're kind of off the topic now. We're kind of in that weird place. How much do Hillstream loaches cost? I want to say they're in that $10 to $15 range, but I could be wrong. Speaking of merch, I was talking about Aquarium Co-op yoga pants earlier. Oh boy. Bob, what is love? Don't hurt me. Sorry, I didn't mean to sound rude. I know... Oh, no. I didn't take it as rude, Ridiculous Fish Adventures. No worries. No worries. I didn't take it that way. I just know that I've failed miserably on reading chat today. Charles says, I just started keeping discus, so I wouldn't call myself an expert at all with discus. Yes, but Charles, I know you, and I know you probably have spent hours researching and reading about discus, so... I hope that helps you out, Tanner. Yeah, Tanner, that was a lot of information. I hope you were able to digest all that and spit it out and see what comes out the other side. Hopefully, a lot of knowledge. Aquarium Co-op back. I hope, Corey, if you're going to do it right. Friday has become my Aquarium Co-op shirt day. Might as well make it a full get-up. Aquarium Co-op boxers. Kayla wants boxers. My dad isn't here. I'm Dwayne. Flint's. I don't even know what that means. Golden Nugget Pleco Tetra. Now that's a hybrid I want to see. Towels are next to come. Yep, I have a towel. It's gotten lots of use. It's not a co-op towel, but it is a Sergeant Tank towel. It's a golf towel. When the weather starts getting nice and I go golfing again, I'll definitely be using that. Towels would be awesome, yes, but I want beach towels. I want massive towels because I create massive amounts of water on the floor. So I need a lot of towels, or one huge one. I need Steenfott swag for sure. So I'm working on it. I am working on it. I pretty much have no shirts left because I'm holding out. I've been trying a lot of different vendors, if you will, like apparel places, and a lot of them are junk. A lot of them, well, I'm not gonna say they're junk because I have a really tough logo for someone to print, and so I've been trying. I've spent way too much money buying a shirt from every single company I can find, and yeah, I haven't found one. I found one that's pretty good, and I would feel comfortable reselling it, and it's ironically the same company that makes my white shirts, but I want them in black, and printing my logo on black has not been going over well. Man, Bob sold us the shirts off his back. Yep. Sergeant Tank says, are you currently selling any plants? No, but I hope to be, and it'll just be trimmings. It's gonna be like random stuff. It'll just be stuff that I post on my Facebook group, and yeah, so I'm never gonna open a store. I'm never gonna do like Aquarium Co-op or H2O or Dustin. I'm not gonna have a store, anything like that. It'll just be real submersed grown plants out of my tanks. Steenfott ShamWow towels. Yes. Yes. Bob, how much would one of your albino bristlenose? How much? So shipping is gonna be $15 to $20. And depending on what size you want, like $5 to $20. If you want an adult, it's going to be $20. If you want like a 1.5 inch fry, probably like $5. Papa says, why is there no substrate in your tank? A lot of people like bare bottom tanks because they're super easy to clean. Find someone to get your logo digitally printed. So I can go and have my shirts done at the same place that Aquarium Co-op, because his shirts are pretty colorful too. Like, he has a puffer on his shirt, but that would require me to drive to Seattle, and that's just not a good idea. Shay says, I just bought a 75 gallon for $25. Gonna try my hand in salt water. I wish you luck, buddy. I wish you luck, and I'm not saying that as it's. Honestly, I didn't find saltwater to be any more difficult than like a high-tech Planet tank or even like a medium-tech Planet tank. When I say good luck, I mean it's really easy to get sucked down that rabbit hole, and next thing you know, you're spending thousands on corals and fish and inverts. There's so many cool things in saltwater. I have to like resist myself from doing it because I don't want to get sucked in that rabbit hole myself. Bob, what is your favorite Easter candy? Flynn, I'm not a big candy guy. The only time I really eat candy is on Christmas, and that's because my parents put it in my stocking. Otherwise, not a big candy guy. Given his... Yeah. So that's the other thing. Wushu Jimmy says I should have hats. I haven't found anyone that can print my logo on a hat. No one. I take that back. I found one company that looked like they could do it and do it well. However, it was $76 to print my logo on a hat. Absolutely ridiculous. What is your favorite Easter meat? I don't know what an Easter meat is, but I will tell you steak. Steak is my favorite meat, whether it's Easter, Christmas, 4th of July, Wednesday, 2 o'clock in the morning. I want steak. I want steak for breakfast. I want steak for lunch. I want steak for dinner. No, I'm not a big ham guy. I want steak. Thanks, that's what I'm worried about. I'm trying to decide on either making 51st 75 show tank or try 10 for nano reef. Hey, Michael, yeah, and Michael's Fish Room is here. Ridiculous Fish Adventure shouldn't have to. Flubenzol is a dewormer. If it claims to kill intestinal worms, then you shouldn't have to retreat, provided that you don't infect your tank. Steak is not an Easter meat. Steak is a meat for all occasions. Vince says, Big Steen, I gotta go. You've done it again. I just love your streams. Keep it up, buddy. It's already been an hour. Time goes by fast. Yep. Every day is kind of happy. It's not going to be a 2-hour live stream, but I will go a little extra since I didn't start on time. Well, wait. Dwayne says hit that like button. If I'm not at 100 likes, I'm quitting right now. That's the deal. Oh, I'm at 150. I guess I have to stay. Oh yeah, because it was frozen. I was stuck at 40 for like the first 45 minutes. All right. 151. You guys are awesome. Aquatics says, got to agree with you on steak, Bob. Yes. A pan-seared steak is... Oh. I would challenge any vegetarian to eat a pan-seared steak. You know, get the cast iron skillet. You do it up. And I would challenge them to eat that and then still stay a vegetarian. So good. I'm kidding. I mean, I know a vegetarian is going to puke if they eat it, but... I eat steak on Turkey Day instead of turkey. I wish. Turkey's so overrated. Isn't Short a vegetarian? Yeah, I don't think that she's allowed to have meat, though. She's too short. She can't handle the protein. What about barbecue ribs? Flynn, there's no good barbecue places in Seattle at all. And they always pop up. So I think in the town I'm at, I've had 5 or 6 barbecue joints open up in the same building. But they fail every single time because no one here is good at making barbecue. It's horrific. Barbecue food is absolutely horrific here. I prefer duck over turkey on things. Ooh, well, aren't you, Mr. Hoity-toity? Oh my god, Short. Yeah, I shouldn't make Short jokes now when she's not here. That's not fair. Come to Jersey. I make killer ribs. I will well, I'm not gonna lie. I'm never going to New Jersey. Yes, bare necessities. Kansas City is where I want to go. I want to go to Kansas City. I want to go to Houston. These are the places I want to go strictly for eating. Kansas City and Houston. Those are the 2 places that are on my to-go list just to eat. I'm going there only to eat. Charles wants gray poupon, not mustard. Yep. Every Sunday is kind of happy. Glass or acrylic? If I had the choice, I would pick acrylic every single time. Aquatic Experience 2008 in New Jersey. Well, if they're in Chicago, where it's already like Slumdog Millionaire status, New Jersey's even worse. I'm going back to Ohio to eat. I want biscuits and gravy again. Yeah, I'm not a big biscuit. This is where we're gonna disagree. I love breakfast, and biscuits and gravy is not a breakfast food. We gained 40 pounds after moving to Houston. Yeah, see, I feel a lot of people don't know about Houston. But, shut up, Bob. I mean, New Jersey. Oh, man. Man, you guys are responsible for Jersey Shore. You're never recouping. You're never coming back from Jersey Shore. Never. Yeah, everyone's subbing. But putting gravy on bread and calling it a breakfast food? How is that breakfast? It's not breakfast. Unless you guys cook with coals, then it's no barbecue. Yeah. But anyways, back to Houston. Like, Houston is very, I feel, unknown. Like, the people that know about good food know about Houston, but I feel like the average person doesn't really know about Houston and the food they have there. New Jersey is the armpit of America. Killing me with all this food talk. Yeah, luckily I ate... No, I haven't had dinner yet. And I'm not hungry. That's really surprising. I had a quesadilla for lunch. That was meh. Flip stable. Oh, it's breakfast. I will tell you, my favorite breakfast food is French toast. I could eat French toast all day long. Well, no, I can't, but chat's blowing up quick since breakfast talk. Breakfast Club. Yep. Don't make me bust out the Breakfast Club. Maybe. There is a great YouTube video of Irish people trying American barbecue. They were very happy. That sounds like something I want to watch. Creative Pet Keeping says, I'm eating right now. Well, Creative Pet Keeping, now you have to tell us what you're eating. You have to. In Australia, they call gas a barbecue. No. My favorite breakfast food is pizza. Ugh. I love pizza as much as the next guy, but I've never been one of the cold pizza guys. I cannot eat cold pizza ever. You ever have Japanese food? Nope, and I never will. Michael's Fish Room, I'm subbed. Breakfast, steak, eggs, bacon with a side. I could do with or without the peppers, but steak and eggs. Steak, eggs, an English muffin, bacon. Haven't been to Houston. I've been to Dallas, Plano, Abilene, El Paso, and was just McAllen last week lecturing, but I need to go to Houston. Ooh, lecturing. What are you lecturing about? Bob, where you live? I live in Washington. Washington State is known for having no good food. We have no good food here. Filet mignon is awesome. I don't know if anyone here ever goes to Vegas, but if you ever go to Vegas and you want, I'm not going to say a cheap filet mignon, but a decently priced, all relative to Vegas pricing, filet mignon, the steakhouse at the Paris is probably the best value you're going to get. Big burger with egg. Washington has seafood, and they're not even good at that. Not even good at seafood. The problem is with seafood is that it's so oversaturated. Bob Aquatics is lecturing about his time in Star Wars, like the movie or like the government program from the 70s. You have seafood, yeah, but our seafood is crap. You can't. It's impossible to get good clam chowder here. It's impossible. It's ridiculous. How many tanks do you have, Corey? 100. I don't know. I'm angered you like turkey. F cubed like turkey? Turkey is like so bland. It's like the blandest meat ever. If anyone can make excellent biscuits, I refinance my soul for it. You've already got out loans on your soul. You got to refinance it. Sergeant Tank says, Steenfott Aquatics will have to go for some good steak and eggs at the aquatic experience. My treat. I don't know about that, but we can definitely go. I'm all for it. I think Corey was talking about this the other day. We need to find somebody who knows Chicago. And I know Shimmy Whiskey has a subscriber that knows Chicago. And so hopefully we can get some local flavor on the food there. Know what's good. Do you have Chinese? I don't eat Japanese food. I don't eat Chinese food. I don't eat Thai food. Yeah, I don't eat pho or pho, whatever you want to call it, wherever that's from. I don't eat that. I'm not a fan of warm meat and warm water. Ivory's used to get 95% of my paychecks. Salmon chowder is so insanely good. The new version they have is a crime. Yeah, Ivory's has sucked for a long time. Me, I'm in... Creative Pet Keeping is in Chicago. There we go. So you're gonna show us around town then, huh? That sounds like you're volunteering. Best steak in Chicago is Weber Grill, hands down. Steenfott Aquatics, what is wrong with you, my dear man? Everything. We don't have enough time left in this live stream. Seth, how you doing, buddy? Anyone know if Rubbermaid tubs are the best for summer tubbing? Looking to tub a mess of mollies outside this summer. I know a lot of people use them. You can't go wrong. I don't know if they're the best, but they're good enough. Lumpy dog. Bison steak is so much better than beef steak. I've never had bison steak. Michael's Fish Room. Grab one at 7-Eleven in Japan. Basically potatoes and meat and deep fried Japanese Hot Pocket. Ew. Bob, reading the stream, The Miracles of Food. Yep. We're way off topic now. Sunless Plain. Should I put any substrate in a Rubbermaid tub if I want to start a pond? I think that's going to be your personal preference and what you want in it. Like any plants, anything like that. I personally would do substrate because I would want to plant it. Bob, if you ever make it to Houston, let me know. Yep, I will eventually. Like I said, Houston and Kansas City, definitely. Flynn's Fish Forum, you had to be not talking about food because you like turkey. We need a food live stream. Once Bob starts talking about food, nothing stops that train. Whiskey, you won't have the time to eat in Chicago. Yep. And yeah, Whiskey's going to be a busy dude. I like butter. Hi Bob, missed you. Do you think a 12 to 14 inch Royal Pleco for $200 is too much or a great deal? So the thing you got to think about that is like a foot long Royal Pleco. How much are you going to be spending in wood? Do you have your own source for good wood to put in your aquarium? Because that thing's going to eat like a foot of wood an hour, I swear. The only reason I don't keep any of like the Panax species or wood eaters because I can't afford to be going to my fish store and buying wood all the time. IHOP is my favorite restaurant. I know Corey will be enraged, but the pancakes there are pretty good. For a chain restaurant, the pancakes are pretty good, but their bacon is awful. Absolutely awful. And I don't go there because of that. Louis Malnades? Got 155 gallon. It's been up and running for 10 years. Starting new fish. I have tons of duckweed from 16 shrimp tanks. Wow. So it goes in the 150. Thinking about putting Mozambique tilapia. Thoughts? Hey, if you like them, do it. People always ask me my opinion on putting fish in their tanks. Put the fish that you want in your tanks. I can't mess with sacred bacon. I like butter says, I do have a lot of driftwood and they do really eat that much wood. And do they really eat that much wood? $200 is probably a fair price. I've never seen one that big for sale, so I don't know. But yes, they eat a ton of wood and they poop a lot. Oh, Sam's Fish Life, how you doing, buddy? Bye, guys. I gotta eat dinner and then do my homework. Well, thanks for stopping by, Sam. It was good to see you. I saw your comment earlier and then got distracted by food, so sorry about that. Aquarium Co-op, sorry for using Corey. Hey, Bob, any experience with limestone in cichlid tanks? Not personally, but I do know some other YouTube channels that use it and use it successfully. So that's about all the experience I have is watching other people using it successfully. Every day is kind of happy. Should I put duckweed in my 29 or 25 gallon? I'm always against duckweed. Always against it. Unless you have fish that'll eat it, I'm always against it. The smaller Panax and Panaculus are pretty manageable. Haven't chewed through my wood yet. Yes, but throwing a 12-foot, a 12-inch Royal Pleco is going to be like at least the size of a baseball, like softball, I feel. Those things are tanks. Birds, I'm sure they are great burritos. Just wish people would learn the real definition of a taco. Are there any plecos that eat fish poo? I don't think there's anything that eats poo. Thanks for answering, Bob. Yeah, no problem. I like butter. I also got a 42-year 4 2-year, I think they are Australian rainbow fish. They're beautiful. Yeah, I think the Australian rainbow fish are very underrated for a fish that costs like $1, and I'm exaggerating. Once they get big, they are very, very beautiful fish. And then I didn't read the rest of your comment. Let's go back. I believe 2 males and 2 females with large school of neons and an 8-inch Maboo. Yep. I feel like if I was ever to do like a super large school of rainbows, it would be the Australian rainbow, simply because there's a chance I could afford a large school of Australian rainbows. Definitely not Bozeman at 10 to 15 bucks a pop though. Okay, Seth. Steenfott Aquatics, are you a member of the national fish groups? If so, nope. Nope. If so, what ones? What has been your experience been? I just joined ACA about a year ago, and it's been pretty cool so far. I almost joined ACA last week, but no. But I do have all these awesome, sweet books. My whole desk is surrounded by these as I grab them from all over the place. But I have all these awesome books that I've slowly been going through. Whoop, where are we at? Here we are. So there's that one. That one's backwards. Oh no, that's right. Pistogramma. Oscars. Can't see that one around my head. Looks like Geophagus maybe. There's one for Charles. So I've got all these books. Angels, another one for Charles. All of these that I've slowly been reading through. So yeah. And I think I have more in my garage. I picked these up at our local aquarium club. And I think, so I got all of these. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. And I think there was 20. I think I still have 6 more in my garage. I got this DVD, Malawi Cichlids Feeding Behavior from Ad Konings. Unopened, right? Super rare. And then I got Ad Konings Back to Nature Guide. I got these at my auction, I think for like $5 for all of them. Total steal. Ever heard of a pistol shrimp? Yeah, saltwater pistol shrimp. So I'm scrolling to the bottom. Sorry if I missed your chat. No betas. Nope. Why isn't a turkey wrap a taco? Then if a soft taco is a taco? Well, those aren't Oscars. I haven't read one. I just saw orange. It was hard to see around my big fat head. Oh, yep, you're right. I just saw the black and orange. I have 23 rainbows in my 75-gallon. How many can I max out with? Depends on how much work you want to do. And that's my pretty much standard answer for any question is how many fish can I put in my tank? It just depends on how many water changes you want to do a week. Just to give you guys a heads up, we're going until 6:30, 10 more minutes. Brits Aquatics says, Aquarium Co-op, I hope I don't get banned from your channel. Brits, I will tell you, you probably won't get banned, but you'll get put in timeout. Tacoception. I just watched Inception last night. Or at least I dreamt I did. Maybe some neon tetras. Ridiculous fish adventures. I paid $435 each for my Australian... What? You're in Australia, right? Seriously, they go on sale at Petco for like $2 here. You won't get banned. You've already been banned for your crazy logic. I already do weekly water changes. Yeah. So, I mean, 25 and a 75 is not that many. It would depend on, do you have any other fish in there? But I added, I mean, if you go on my channel, and the easiest way to find it is going to be like my crypt tank playlist. It's my 75-gallon that probably has easily over 100 fish in it, including 30 or 40 rainbows. Granted, they're fry, but yeah, there's over 100 fish in it. And I only have to do water changes like once a month. Bob, do Cyprichromis like strong current? Yes and no. They can adapt to no current. I wouldn't do strong current simply because if they're breeding, the fry wouldn't like the strong current. And with Cyprichromis, you really don't. So for Cyprichromis, it's recommended that you don't have large rock piles because they zip around really fast and run into stuff. So there's not in my tanks, my rock piles are really low, so there's not a good place for a lot of fry to hide. So I don't do a lot of flow in my Cyprichromis tanks. Miscellaneous rainbows at my LFS are $5 from time to time. I always try to. So Corey over there at Aquarium Co-op gave another local guy $1 rainbow fish a few years back, and I've never forgotten it. And every time I go to a store, I say, "Where are the $1 rainbows?" Susan for SLC Aquatics has to go. Thanks for stopping by, Susan. Appreciate having you here. Britt, you have to now soft tacos as burritos. V-Stag, what's up, brother? Michael's Fish Room, I got banned from who? Let's talk about something serious here real quick. And this in no way pertains to anyone that's in the chat right now. But I've never really covered this before as far as what's going to get you banned from my channel. Basically from everywhere. And we have... Well, by say me and my mods will have absolutely zero tolerance for any type of hate, any type of negativity. And again, I'm not throwing that out to anyone in the chat. We're all having a lot of fun. There's no negativity going on right now. But, you know, I just bring it up because a couple weeks ago, somebody made a comment that was just a real poorly thought out comment, and got banned, and then emailed me and was like, "Hey, I was just joking. Can you unban me?" Nope, not gonna do it. If that's what you think is a joke, then I don't want you commenting on any of my stuff. So he's still banned, he or she. I don't even remember what channel it was or what the name was. So I don't know if it's a he or she. But yeah, that's pretty much the only way to get banned on my channel. If he banned me, he did it because he felt like it. Now, there was somebody a couple weeks ago, and I forget who it was, who had said they were banned, but I went to my ban list and it wasn't. That was all a mistake. But yeah, this guy made a very poor decision on his comment, and now if he wants to watch my live streams or comment on my videos, he or she is gonna have to make a separate account. I like butter. Bob, I'm worried if I add geophagus to my tank because the neon tetras, do you think... Wait. I'm worried if I add geophagus to my tank because of the neon tetras. I think you'll be perfectly fine. Geophagus are earth eaters. And I'd be really surprised if they went after your tetras. Unless they're dead in your substrate, you should be fine. Dean says, well said, Bob. Yeah, and that goes anywhere. That's not just YouTube. So my Facebook group has been doing really well as far as how many members. We're up over 500 members now. And it's the same rules there. Like, there's just zero tolerance for any type of bashing someone, even if it's a joke. I don't care. You don't joke about stuff like that. Unless they're right in front of you and you can joke about it to their face. Corey, I'm dying over here. Yeah. Who is streaming next? Yes, we got 5 minutes. Is anyone streaming next? I feel like there should probably be about 5 different people that are streaming next. I like butter says, I'm sorry for the stupid people. I'm sorry for them, but don't feel bad for us. So for the people that are wanting to get into YouTube and wanting to have like an online brand or persona, whatever you want to call it, you're gonna need to have thick skin. And cough, Bob joked about short cough. Yeah, but it was a short joke. It wasn't anything like this comment that somebody left last week or the week before. And now I forgot, what was I talking about? Michael, you distracted me. All right, must not have been that important. Oh yes, having thick skin. You're gonna have to have thick skin because you're gonna have people leave the the most rudest, just unbelievable comments you've ever seen in your life. And if that kind of stuff gets under your skin, you're not going to have a very good time with a YouTube channel. And I think that's pretty apparent. Like, I mean, you could, I don't know, you're just going to have thick skin, trust me. If I showed the comments that are sent to me in the private, even private messages, people go out of their way to send private messages to me to tell me how much they hate me. It's really unbelievable. Kyle's Fish Room, I'm still working on videos for the week. The other funny thing is that they think that these comments are getting through. Like, YouTube, my chat filter for what goes through is like 1,500 words. And growing all the time, thanks to all these people that are teaching me new words and new ways to spell them. But yeah, it's really funny. Do you drink alcohol? I quit drinking last August. Aquarium Co-op, looking forward to them. Awesome, ridiculous, that's understandable. Anyone in New Jersey, New York, or PA going to the NJAS auction this weekend? Holy smokes, we got a super chat. Did that just work? Kyle's Wild World with the $1 super chat. The first super chat of the night. All right, I am excited. $1. If there's any new people here, all of that goes towards Tanks for Teachers. And so, yeah, thank you, Kyle. And everyone should check out Kyle's channel. That's one of the channels that I watch pretty regularly. So I don't comment as much as I should. And the reason I don't is because normally when I'm in my YouTube mode and I'm watching videos, I'm in bed and they're playing on the TV in my room. And I have my laptop hooked up to that TV. And so I can't type because I don't have a keyboard. But I do watch a lot of videos and I'm going to try to comment more. But just know that I do watch your videos. Just because I'm not commenting doesn't mean that I'm not watching them. Can we double dip on the Big Steen discount at Aquarium Co-op? Sometimes, but I'm not sure. Let's bring it up, everyone. It's for a great cause. That auction brings people from 5 states, usually really something stuff this year, really great stuff this year. Let's see. Love the group on Facebook. You guys helped me with the shrimp the other day. Yeah, so far, our Facebook group, and my Facebook group is just Steenfott Aquatics, and oh, here they come pouring in. So my Facebook group is Steenfott Aquatics, but I call it our Facebook group because I feel like it's something that we're building together. And I know a lot of people, it always starts out this way. I was talking to Corey about this earlier on how to try to manage a Facebook group to keep out the negativity. And it's always something we're going to work on. We have a really, really good foundation of core people in our community that are moderators. So I'm really hopeful. I'm just really hopeful that it doesn't turn into some of these other groups that you can't even go one post without people just bashing you. I forget what group I was in. I was trolling around in some group the other day. And, well, trolling is not the best word. Lurking around. And somebody posted a video. What was the video of? They were just cleaning something, but he left the faucet running while, I forget what he was doing, but he left the faucet running for like a minute because he was filming and then trying to do this with one hand. And there was like 80 comments of people just bashing him for wasting water. I couldn't believe it. It was ridiculous. But that's what I want to stay away from. Michael says $2. Wait, there was only one super chat tonight? Yes, Michael. That guy likes to drive in the rain. He's a stud. He can do smoky burnouts in the wet pavement. Anyways, wait, there's only one super chat tonight. Yeah, super chats have been broken all night until just now for some reason. So thank you, Michael. Really appreciate it. Ridiculous Fish Adventures. Bob is love. I do love all of you. That is for sure. And I'm really bad at showing my appreciation and my gratitude, and that's something I've been trying to work at. But just know that I do. I really do appreciate and love all you guys and gals. Creative Pet Keeping with the $2 super chat and the awesome YouTube channel. Unicorn powers activate. Bob's always watching, waiting. Some might say he's the silent guardian of YouTube. Maybe someday I'll get big enough. Oh, let's see. I wish forums would make a comeback. Oh, that reminds me. Thank you for bringing that up. Because I actually... Well, we're going over. Screw it. Let's keep going. I was on a forum yesterday and bought some plants from theplanetank.net. And I'm sure that he has responded to me. Bob, how many mods are there in the Steenfott group? I just started modding people today. And as the... sorry, I'm distracted. One notification, one unread private message. So I'll give people here a little hint at what I'm working on here. A couple weeks ago, I posted a picture on my Instagram of some dirt, and yes, I am setting up a dirted tank, and I'm doing it all Lugwidia. So it's going to be a fully planted. It's going to be a fully planted with different types of Lugwidia, and I don't know why. It just something that interests me. So that's going to be coming down the pipe pretty soon. And let's see, what did I get? I got Lugwidia lacustris, Lugwidia species red, Arcuata tornado. I'm really excited about that one because that's the most expensive one I bought. And oh, apparently I bought something else too. Some type of Rostrata. But anyways, yep. So an all Lugwidia species tank, and then I'm gonna grow the crap out of that stuff in a dirted tank, and then sell my clippings for hopefully dirt cheap through my Facebook group. Whew. Brian Schauerman, sorry I'm gonna butcher that. Hey Bob, I just uploaded my first video. Check it out. All right, let's do it right now. Doing it right now. Doing it live. 29-gallon guppy tank with the skull. All right. I'm loving the plants. Always a fan of live plants. And the yeah. I don't know why, but I've always had I've always loved fish that are all black. I don't know why. I just think it looks cool in planet tanks. Yeah, you got a good looking tank here, buddy. I will subscribe. Alright, let's see. Fish tank guy for dummies. Yeah, thank you. Yep, that's Fish Tropics group that I'm in. Big Steen, I'm back. I ate dinner and have nothing to do. I saw you were still live, so I'm back. Bob lurking. Yep, Aquarium Co-op. Tropical Fish Keeper. I don't even see you on the banned users list. Not sure what's going on there. I had that same problem, Corey. Someone was telling me they were banned, and they weren't on my ban list. Dan... Oh, man. Dan Gavioli. Yay! Tanks for Teachers. Yes, thank you, Dan. I'm missing the $5 one. Here we go. Aquatic Life MS. Let's see if Aquatic Life has a channel. Ooh, got the first upload 2 weeks ago. This one's 6 minutes long, so I'll keep this up and watch it later. Aquatic Life MS. I started my channel 2 weeks ago. There, I guess I should have read the comment first. I got inspired to have fun with it in part because of you and Corey. My goal is to just have fun. If your goal is to just have fun, I think you're going to do really well. Dan Gavioli, Tanks for Teachers. Yeah, I'm going to see if you have my goldfish on here. Let's see. It's been a while. I'm gonna be honest, Dan. It's been a while since I've checked in on your channel. I'm gonna have to go through some of these videos and see if I can find my goldfish. See ya, peeps. Got an early meeting tomorrow. Well, thanks for hanging out, Michael. Kyle's Wild World says Cuba, Lugwidia Cuba is an amazing looking plant, but this guy was out of it. I was too slow. I've kept it in the past, and it's awesome. That's gonna look so awesome Yes, the one I'm excited about. Oh, I'm already off the page. I'll go back, Allison. Nope, wrong page. The Lacustrous is really nice. The Arcuata, I really am looking forward to that one. I'm amazed at how cheap that plant is for how good it looks. Most of these I paid $1 per stem. Some of them, so the Tornado was $3 a stem. The mini species red, whatever it is, was $2, and everything else was $1 a stem. So, yeah, this is a really good source for plants that you don't see in fish stores. It's hard to get stem plants. It's hard to get good quality stem plants in fish stores. Stem plants for me are Liquidia and Rotala. Those are like the big ones that are really hard to find in fish stores. So this is a good source for that. I have Bacopa tank with 4 types of Bacopa, so I feel you on that. Yeah, Bacopa's a nice one. Let's see. Hi, Josh. Hey, Josh. Enjoy the meeting. Hope there is good. Yep, Michael. Should definitely be checking out Michael's fish room. It looks like... Of course, I say this now that he's gone. But it looks like Michael's been having a lot of fun in his videos lately, and I've been enjoying it. I have the same fish decoration in that tank on the screen. Sweet. Let's see. Missed another super chat. Dean. Pure love, Bob. Thank you, Dean. I really appreciate it. And I think you're a teacher, aren't you? I've had a lot of teachers coming out of the woodwork since I've started doing this, and I've got a lot of positive feedback. So I'm hoping that we can turn it into something real. Like I said, I already have a few teachers lined up, so I know it's happening. But I hope it's something that we can sustain and keep going. I don't know. Things I got to work out are logistics. Like, who's going to be cleaning the tanks? Because, I mean, I'll do it every once in a while, but I don't want to create a situation where I've set up 100 fish tanks and now I've got to do that every single week. So that might become kind of a chore. Pavilion says, how much a week do you spend on the fish keeping hobby? I don't want to know. I really don't. I'm collecting Val right now. Yeah, there's a lot of new species coming out. Gary Lang has a really nice species of Val that stays small. It's pretty cool. Why would my guppy fry have a pointed tail? Probably just bad genetics. Mutated at birth. What is a tall, bushy plant like hornwort that grows in low, medium light? Why not hornwort? That should do just fine. Jennifer says, I kill all my stem plants. That's why it's such a good business to be in. If you're a seller of stem plants, yeah, buddy, you're going to make some money. And I know that because I've said this before. Before I got onto YouTube, I sold plants like crazy. Dangle, you should do an update on the goldfish tank. Yay, Abby is here. Oh, hi, Abby. There you are right there. Pavilion says, can't subscribe and watch all the fish keeping channels. Be no time for life. I agree. I still subscribe because it does help. And I do make my rounds. A lot of people will notice that, you know, I'll comment on something and then I don't comment on something for another one of their videos for like a month. And that's because how I watch YouTube is I start at A and work my way all the way down to Z and then start over again. And that's how I kind of go through the flow. So that's basically the best way I know how to manage, because it's easier for me to... Kabamba, yeah, that's a good one. Bacopa Carolina, I think would be a good one. 2 hours, yeah, we're going till 7, and then I gotta cut it off because I know there's some people that are wanting to stream, and I'm already stepping on some toes, probably. Okay, gotta refresh here. Causing trouble in the tank says, I play the videos in the background just to help with views, or have volume when I do water changes. Yes, so I go back and forth. I'll watch some of like Dwayne Kitchell's videos, just kind of catch up while I'm doing my water changes because it takes me about 6 hours. And then when I feel myself start to get sluggish and slowing down, then I'll turn on some music and get jazzed back up. And then once I'm up and got the blood flow going again, then I'll go back and watch, and I kind of just rotate back and forth. Ridiculous Fish Adventure says, who has commented the most? I do not have the Nightbot chat, whatever it's called, to add on, so I don't have a way to check. Big J Aquatics says, I mean this, y'all. Keep me going. Every day you make my day. Sounds good, Big J. This has become such a big part of my life. It's really amazing what we have all done here. So I agree with you 100%. Dwayne says, hey, my videos put you to sleep? No. I wasn't singling you out there. I was just naming you as one of the channels I like to listen to. Is there another name for guppy grass? It's called like nanjas or something like that. I don't know that I've ever known how to spell it or say it, but that's the other name I know it by. Just joined. What other miracles for fish keeping? Chance, you're going to have to re-watch. Sorry, buddy. It's only like the first 20 minutes, I think. And there's a bunch of ranting. And then there's a bunch of food talk. I have to go eat some leftover delicious turkey, Bob. Thanks for the great stream. P.S. I copied and pasted this so Bob would see it for sure. Kang Lee says, I don't know what to do on days when no one live streams. Kang, you just make your own videos, man. I'm looking forward to seeing more videos from you. Hey, Bob, how much are you raising for the tanks for teachers? I haven't even looked, to be honest. The thing you got to remember, so here's the thing. So I'm just throwing this out there because if, let's just say theoretically, somebody donates $100 super chat. Just remember that YouTube is getting their cut and the government is getting their cut. So if I get $100 in super chats to go towards tanks for teachers and I go out there and I only spend like $60 or $70, I'm not pocketing that. You know, there's all these cynical people out there, and sometimes I'm one of them. But to all the cynics, I'm not pocketing that extra money. It's being stolen from me by the government and YouTube. Bob, have you kept LDA 01s? Nope. I am on strike against any fish with the LDA number. They should be gone. Get rid of them. I'm just kidding. I do have LDA pleco fish, but not that one. But I am strongly against LDA numbering or naming system. Know where I can get my hands on some fugu puffers? Fugu? Is that? I don't know what that is, man. Let me look it up. Fugu puffer. Maybe you got fugu. Oh, orange saddle puffer. That's what I know it as. I've never ever seen one of these for sale in a local fish store, so I don't know. So Bob is a Republican. I knew it. That's why he doesn't like California. Nope, I'm not a Republican. Why are you against LDA? What does it mean? So we can do a quick history lesson here, and I may be wrong or right. Like I said, I'm not an expert. So there's basically two different publications that came. Well, first there was the L number, and I forget the German publication that came out with the L number system, and they pretty much took it on their backs to give L numbers to all these pleco fish, because some pleco fish have like 10 different common names and nobody knew what they were getting. And so they came out and said, okay, we're going to put this L numbering system on and we're going to name all these plecos. And then, I don't know, a year or two later, this other publication company came out and said, we're going to do that, except we're going to call them LDA pleco fish. And so now you got some pleco fish that have an L number and an LDA number. Well, the publication that came out and did the LDA number, they went bankrupt. They're gone. They're not even around anymore. But the people that manage the L numbering system, they're still here. So they just need to get rid of all those LDA numbers. That company, that publication, they're gone. They're out of here. All those people are sayonara. So let's just get rid of all the LDA numbers, because all it's doing is still making more confusion because now we still have fish with LDA numbers and L numbers. And granted, it's gotten a lot better, and people are recognizing that there's now only calling him this, or they're only calling him LDA, or they're only calling him L. So it's better, but still, there's no point for it. Get rid of it. Yeah, Das Aqua is LDA. Is that what it is? But they're gone now, right, Joanne? Like, they went out of business years ago. So why can't we just have L numbers? I found a website that has Cory cats with C numbers. Yep, Cory cats have C numbers. And they're doing it right. Because we don't have CDA Corys. We have C number Corys. Like the C... Well, they're CW. But, like the 111. Look that up. That's the best... My favorite Cory. My bucket list Cory, my dream Cory is the CW111. Whew, that was a long. That was a little more exciting than I imagined it would be. That really grinds my gears. Bob, those green phantoms are awesome. Yes, and I got those specifically to sell. I don't know that I can. It's gonna be hard. How can I tell if my silver dollars are ready to breed? I've never kept them or bred them, but hopefully someone in chat can help you out. Anyone who has... I've never even researched, and that's another fish I've never even researched, to be honest with you. So I have no idea. You want to know what I think, Bob? I think all these silly L and LDA numbers should be replaced by actual scientific names. I think that would be harder. I think the L numbers are fine. I just think they need to get rid of the LDA numbers. But I understand what you mean. I understand where you're coming from. Is purple hair looking algae in my saltwater tank bad? From what I know, so I'm not a saltwater guy, but from what I know, you want purple algae. Purple algae in a saltwater aquarium is a good thing. So that's all I know. Bob, I posted a video on my 36 bow and I think I did a good job. Alright, I'll pull this up and watch it later. Wow, the CW111 is crazy. Yep. And I've got my feelers out there. I've got some people looking for them, but I mean, there's YouTube videos on them, so somebody has them somewhere. Don't sell the L200. Keep and breed, then sell. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Josh Job says, dense plant for a 5.5 gallon that will grow fast. I have 3 to 5 inch LED strips on it. Well, if you're talking about a stem plant, you're really going to be in for a hurting. Like, how tall is your tank, for one? Because you got to figure you're going to have at least, if it's like 5 inches tall, just saying, I'm not saying it is, you're going to have at least an inch of substrate. So, you're going to want like a 4-gram plant. Bob will be a foster failure with the green phantom plecos. Dean H says, great live stream, Bob. I concur. Bob, do you go fishing? No. I used to, but around here, most of the fish are gone, sadly. How late you stream for Big Steen? Just jumped on. I'm going to go till 7 o'clock. That's it. Cutting it off. I know people are waiting to stream when I'm done. And I think Captain Savage Aquatics will be streaming afterwards. Aquarium Co-op, I keep rewatching your videos about the best female guppies ever and drooling. How is the colony coming? 5.5 gallons are about 8 inches tall, I believe. Yeah, I'm not sure, because when you go on like Amazon, there's like 100 different 5-gallon tanks you can buy from 50 different manufacturers. Or Dwayne, we can get Heiko on the job if only the Brazilian government liked him enough. Seth Cruz raising up some babies. Yep, I did see the babies. They are there. I think Bob said instead of super chats, he would like us all to send him $2 checks. Actually, I don't mind checks anymore because I can just boop, do it with my phone. I don't have to go to the bank. I hate going to the bank as much as I hate going to the post office, and I still have to do that tonight. So much for not going 2 hours. Yeah, you guys suck me in. I try to get out, but just suck me back in. Kyle P says, Bob, do you have any Aponogeton Olvaceus? I have a ton of them, and I have one that is flowering. By a ton, I have 4 4 of them, but they are huge. Hey Bob, my zebra Danio fry just started to swim. Got any tips? So I feed my fry Repashy in powder form and in the gel form, and it works every single time. So if you're looking for tips on what to feed them, that's what I would go with. All right, everyone, send Bob a check for $1.02. Don't pull a Capital One on me. I don't know if you guys heard about that. A couple years ago, Capital One overcharged people like, what was it, like 8 cents or something like that, and so they had to basically refund. Think of like every single Capital One customer. I think it was like 90 cents or something, and they have millions of customers, right? And so they had to send out one. So they collected millions of dollars that they shouldn't have had. They got caught. They had to pay restitution and send everyone a check for, it was like 90 cents. But how many people are going to go cash a 90-cent check? Like, that's brilliant. They at least made $1 million on that scam. Just saying. Yeah, but doesn't have much. A bunch of scientist friends. I got to do a book talk, but I'll be listening. Which Repashy do you feed guppies? My guppies get the, man, I just bought Repashy here the other day too. All types. I have about 6 different types, and at least a little bit of each goes into their tank. Almost every other day. I go through Repashy like it's, I don't know. I spend way too much on Repashy. I had cashed a 90-cent check. I did it out of spite because I knew that's what they were scamming on. Soylent Green. I can never remember that. Soylent Green is by far the primary one that my guppies eat, and that's only because it's going to sound bad, but I care more about my plecos eating than my guppies. I feel like guppies will eat anything. What do you feed your Cyprochroma leptosoma fry? Jennifer, Cyprochroma leptosoma fry can eat flake right away. They are big fry. That's why you only get like 4 to 8 per batch, is because they're so big. And they'll take crushed flake right out of the mouth. And if you do feed the morning wood one, and if you do, I do use the morning wood one. The way I cook Repashy, some of you may have seen it on my Instagram, is I mix the different ones together depending on what I'm feeding them, or depending on who's eating it. It's a 15-inch tall with 1 inch of substrate. You have a 5-gallon tank that's 15 inches tall. That's insane. If you want something that's going to grow a stem plant that's going to grow fast, get Rotala rotundifolia. Causing probably 90 cents. If you're keeping fry with adults, my life hack is to feed Sarah Onip tabs. So here's my issue with Sarah, is I already spent a grip of money on Repashy, and Sarah is also super expensive, and I can't afford to do both, and I don't want to do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, so I just stick with Repashy. I've used Repashy for decades. I don't even know how long I've used Repashy. I started using Repashy back in my reptile days, decades ago. So I just stick with what I know works. And I know Sarah food is really good, but like I said, I can't spend money on 2 different super expensive fish foods. My autosynclists love cucumber. They share with my ram's horns. I just got 8. I'm feeding them micro worms and Onip tabs. I'll add some flake. Oh, you got 8 Cyprochromas fry. Awesome. Cyprochroma is some of my favorite fish. Have you ever made your own fish food? Nope. Let's see. Do you think milfoil for aquariums is worth it? It is invasive locally, and I was wondering if it's worth getting some for my tank. To be honest, I have no idea what that is. Darnell says, I have 6 yellow lab cichlid fry and a 40 breeder. I still do weekly water changes. Even if you don't need it, it's a really good habit to develop early. So good on you, my friend. Bob, it's almost 9 where I live. I wish it was closer to 7. Oh yeah, it is almost 7 here. Is 29 gallon good for breeding plecos? Kodiak Bear, for a lot of plecos, it is good. Pine Tree Loom says black neons. If you're talking about black neon tetras, I love them. I don't know what you're asking there, Vince, but I do keep them in my 75-gallon crypt tank, and it goes back to that black fish in planted tanks, to me, look really good. Are we only 2 away from 200 likes? I've got like 18 channels up right now. Oh yeah, 2 away. Oh, did we drop one? we gained a dislike. 199. Steenfott Aquatics, hey Bob, should check out New Era Marine Grazer. Maybe. Like I feel like I'm good where I'm at with my fish food. I like trying things. I like experimenting. But when it comes to fish food, it's pretty hard to get me off of what I'm already doing, because I know it works. Black neons match really well with silver angelfish. Yep. Look at that. We're growing. We're going up fast. 215. Let's see what we can get to in 3 minutes. Steenfott Aquatics, you won't regret it. But I won't miss it either. Yeah, it's gonna be that's gonna be a real hard argument there. Have you seen scuds in your tank? Yes, you can look it up on Google. I don't need to. I have seen scuds in my tanks, and I failed miserably at keeping them in my tank. How do I escape a 5-gallon Braden's Bettas? How you doing, buddy? How do I escape a 5-gallon with just plants and a little rock? I suck at escaping. My advice is to go onto YouTube and look for videos on the Fluval Spec V. That is a 5-gallon tank, and people do amazing things in that little bit of space. So the Fluval Spec V, you'll see some pretty awesome aquascapes and hopefully give you some type of inspiration. Freshwater refugium on a high-tech planet tank? Question mark. Will this cut down on algae? Probably not. In the main tank, if the refugium is running whenever lights are off in the main tank. Oh, and the lights are off in the main tank and on. Is that scrolling too fast? Okay, will this cut down on algae in the main tank if the refugium is running whenever lights are off on the main tank? What plant? I don't know. You have to let me do some brain thinking on that. I only got 1 minute. I can't come up with an answer for you on that one, or an opinion. Christian says, who sells bristlenose plecos online? Aquabid or the Wet Spot Tropical Fish? Cape Cod, are you leaving? Are you out of here? I missed your comment, but people are saying bye, so I'll say bye to you. Thanks for hanging out. Seth says, speaking of fish food, anyone else feed Southern Delight? Seth, that's funny because I just asked someone the other day if Southern Delight was still a thing. I remember, like, there's always these patterns of these different fish foods, and you can go back like 2-3 years ago, and everyone was like, oh, Southern Delight, that is the greatest stuff ever invented, ever in the history of mankind. And then it kind of went downhill, and now everyone's like, oh, Northfin, greatest stuff ever, your life will be changed forever. And there's always these like ups and downs of these different brands, and I'm curious to see if New Life not New Life, but if Northfin is going to stay up there, because they only seem to stay up there for like a couple years, and then something else, and then they drop, and something else, and it's interesting. But yeah, I thought Southern Delight was gone because their Facebook page is like non-existent. I've been trying it out with my larger cichlids, and they seem to like it, but I'm not sure how it will do long term. Well, Seth, if I'm being honest, from what I've read, so I've never tried it, basically because I haven't seen any really good evidence of long-term success from people who aren't involved in the brand. So yeah, you can go and you can see like all these YouTube videos of people that just promote the crap out of this stuff, But the problem is they're financially invested, so it's hard for me to think that they're giving an unbiased opinion. Northfin, something fishy going on with the krill. Yeah, I haven't tried Northfin yet. Like I said, I stick with what I know works and what I've been using for years and years and decades and centuries. So there's no point. There's no point for me to even try anything else. Do you think scuds are dangerous to orange Sakura shrimp? Nope. Also, I have them in my betta tank because he seems to like them. From what I've seen, shrimp and scuds can coexist. Pine Tree Loom says, Bob, I'll see ya. Yep, guys, that's it. Northfin, it's nothing special. Again, that's Dean's opinions, not the opinions of Steenfott Aquatics. I'm just kidding. But it's 7 o'clock, guys and gals. It's time to go. This was a really, really fun 2 hours. I really appreciate everyone hanging out with me. Kyle says, peace out from Central Washington University. Awesome. I'd drive by there if it's the same one as the one in Washington State. But I drive past that a few times a year. So, yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, that's it for me tonight. Like I said, this has been a super fun 2 hours. This is probably one of my favorite streams I've ever done. And it's thanks to all of you for hanging out. And I really enjoy hanging out with you. And the next one is at 5 p.m. Thursday. That will definitely only be a 1 hour stream. I'm cutting it off because I have Friday off. And I'm going to make the most out of my 3-day weekend. And what else? Anything else coming down? No, I think that's it. So thanks for hanging out, and I'll see everyone hopefully Thursday, 5 p.m. Pacific. Bye.